thank you for joining us for this edition of Coach's Corner. My name is George Webb, and I'm here with Steve Ryan, who's head coach of the Dover-Sherburne Raiders football team. Steve, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, George.
I think this is going to be one of the best interviews we've had. Congratulations. 43 years since the last TVL Small Championship. Norton at home, 35-0. No doubt about it, convincing win. How's it feel?
It felt great. I'm so happy for these kids. They've worked so hard, and, it's great when you see hard work pay off, and that's what happened the other night.
And so this is the 5 out of 6 years you've had a winning season now?
Yes.
Okay, so nice track record of success. Nice honor for you. New England Patriots called Steve Ryan as the New England Patriots High School Coach of the Week, and Andre Tippett was down here on the field to present the award yesterday, and also a $1,000 contribution to the football program. So congratulations for that.
Yeah, that was really a great honor. First talk about the Patriots donating that money. It's generous. Give it to our program. We can certainly use anything like that. But Andre Tippett came down. He was a great, outstanding player. But geez, what a really nice guy he is now, and a really great ambassador for that program. That whole thing is just it's not a coach award, really. It's a whole team award. That there are no good players. There are no good coaches without good players, and also the entire staff. It's an entire team award, really is.
So a lot of it comes down to leadership too. To have sustained success in any sport, it's a real credit to the leadership and the team you built. So I don't know if you want to just take a minute and talk about the coaching staff you built over the last few years.
Yeah, when you can keep that core of coaches together, it really helps out. You can do the same things year after year, and the kids get used to it. So that's really important. The kids have shown great leadership too. We've had great captains over the last 4 or 5 years.
And the most recent additions for coaches, Eric Liccato, Mike Tassone, Bobby Conrad, all been really good and important additions to the team too, right?
Oh yeah, all those guys. Frage too. All these guys, they contribute, and they love being out here. It's a whole team atmosphere. It is. Yeah.
No, it's a really good atmosphere, and again, it starts from the top, like any organization. So we look ahead. Let's talk about Norton again. Norton came in undefeated. We had a home game. It was for everything. It was for the TVL small, at least our share of the TVL small championship. We were 6-1 coming into it, and first quarter, our team was prepared. They came out like they were shot out of a gun, and I think we were up 28-0 at the half. Can you just talk about kind of the prep work that went into that?
Yeah, I think the film work and the prep work that we did going into that game was as solid as any we've had all season. That defense, just shut down an offense that hadn't lost all season. And on offense, they had no answer for anything we did.
Yeah, it was a good team win too. We really good game plan. The team is really buying into the film work and the prep we do. There's no doubt Norton's a good team. We may see him down the road, but if you take a look at the defense, our defense that's I think our 5th shutout this year.
Yeah, I think it's 5th shutout. That's amazing, isn't it? It's great.
That's amazing, and that's a good offensive team we were going against as well. If you take a look at what worked for us, Afosa final again was 35-0, but Afosa had 4 touchdowns. Johnny Bennett had 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions on the game, and then the ball was distributed pretty well around the rest of the skill players as well.
Right. Norton had a game plan to really take Johnny out of the game. He did have a couple of outstanding plays when we went into the Wildcat, where Johnny was a quarterback. But when teams do that, it's nice to have other weapons like Michael Polk was great, and Afosa, of course, we had 4 touchdowns, so he was awesome.
Yep. A little shout out to we played Norton for JV the Saturday the next day. Really high quality coaching staff over there, and we wish them well in the playoffs. They head out to Pittsfield this weekend on Saturday, I believe it is. So good luck to the team. We may see them further in the playoffs. For us as a team and an organization, we came out this year and we had 3 goals. Right, and the first goal was, of course, to have a winning season. We got that at Millis. The second was to, for the first time in a long time, get our share of the TVL Small. We were able to do that last Friday night. and then the third goal was to win a playoff game, which we haven't done that before, right?
Right, and we have that opportunity coming up this Friday.
So we take a look at the seeding. We're Division 5, so you can go on the website and check out the MIAA rankings. We're 7th in the power rankings, so we were seeded with the 11th team, and that's Watertown. We're playing here on Friday night. I'm going to get the time right. It's 6:30 p.m. here at Dover. So do you want to talk a little bit about Watertown and some of the scouting we've done and prep work?
Sure. Offensively, they want to run the ball. That's their forte. They're going to pound it on us. They have a couple of big blocking fullback, a big blocking fullback, and a big blocking halfback, and they run behind those two guys. We're confident though. Going into that, we like our linebackers against anybody, and we like the way our line's playing, and our D-backs clean up as well as any team in the league. For us on offense, we're going to see what they're going to do. They've given a few different looks, and I think there are spots we can attack, and so we'll see what they come out in, and we'll just take what they give us.
And so their record, if you take a look at the win-loss column, doesn't really tell the story for Watertown, right?
Right. So what are they? They're 5-3, I think. But they play in a tough league. Yeah.
So we're game planning. We probably don't want to give out much more than that. If we look ahead to the playoffs, we was talking to one of the coaches. We have probably 4 teams out of the 16 that are really very good teams, and then a whole bunch of good teams beyond that. But the stakes really go up when we get into the playoffs. So the question that we've had from a couple of areas is, big win last Friday night. The guys were up for that. As a coach and as a team, what are we doing to make sure these guys are up for an even bigger challenge this week?
Well, I agree with you that those kids came out and they were fully alive, weren't they? That was such an amazing atmosphere with those guys. They were after it. And we talked to them about it again this week. That this is a playoff game. What do you do when it's so meaningful? Do you rise to the occasion or do you cower? And our kids have consistently rose to the occasion and played better every week. I like the momentum we have going heading into this week.
So I don't think it's an understatement. Last week it was the biggest game we'd had in 43 years, Bennett to Bennett. So a nice understory to that as well, with Dan Bennett and then Johnny Bennett being able to capture the title. I don't think it's an understatement to say this is probably one of the biggest games we've had ever at Dover Sherburne coming up on Friday, right?
Yeah. Then they just get bigger and bigger every week, don't they? It's great.
And these guys are ready for it. Like we said, this is a good group of individuals, and the captains, particularly with the leadership. Do you have any final thoughts as we wrap?
No, just want to thank all the fans. That atmosphere last weekend was amazing. It was senior night for us, and so many people came out and saw the game and were cheering for us. So it's great, and hope to have the same thing this week.
The atmosphere is really important. Again, we've spoken about the 12th man all season, and we had record gate receipts at this last game. So I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. Those gate receipts do go directly back into the program, to the Gridiron endowment that supports the overall program. So thank you for doing that. We're hoping to get an even bigger turnout this weekend. So please grab any alumni, friends, family, and come on out again for what should be the biggest game probably ever in Dover Sherburne football history. So again, Friday night, 6:30, under the lights. Hope you all turn out to join us. Thank you for joining us for this edition of Coach's Corner. Hi, my name is George Webb, president of the Dover Sherburne Gridiron Club that supports the Dover Sherburne Raiders football team. We'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsor, Conrad's Restaurants. Conrad's is sponsoring the Coach's Corner on a weekly basis. It has 4 locations in Norwood, Walpole, Foxborough, and Sudbury. We'd like to thank you again for sponsoring Raider football. And to our viewers out there, please stop by and frequent Conrad's at your nearest location. Thanks for joining us. My name is George Webb, and I'm here with Fosa Amadi. Fosa is a starting running back for the Dover Sherburne Raiders football team. Fosa, you had a pretty good night's work last Friday.
Yeah, 4 TDs on the board, but all credit is due to the O-line and Johnny Bennett. Johnny Bennett, he gave me big plays, or he set up big plays for me to score touchdowns. And the O-line, they did their jobs and opened the holes for me to score too.
So there was real good blocking down line. The receivers have been blocking, so you've been getting some nice holes, and the guys have been blocking for you. But I got to tell you, from the beginning of the season, you were a little sick at the beginning of the season, coming off of COVID. Your running's gotten stronger and stronger since this first, second week of the season, right?
Yes, yeah, most definitely. I knew that coming to my senior season, I had to push myself. Like, every rep, every yard I have. I got to push myself because I know my junior year, I missed a majority of the season due to COVID. So I know that this year, like I had to kind of be different this year. So yeah.
Knocked a little bit of rust off, and once you got into game shape, everything's really started to come together, and your running's gotten harder and harder. You have a physical style of running, shoulder down, extra yards. I can't think of any plays this season where you've had negative yards. I'm sure there's a couple, but there haven't been very many at all. So is that part of the style that you've been practicing on?
Yeah, like over the summer, I practiced with my trainer. He said to always make sure that you go north and south, not east and west. Always try to gain those extra yards anytime you can, and yeah.
It makes a big difference statistically, going north-south. Sometimes you run into a wall, but you can shake it. A lot of times you see the running backs going left and right, and there's a lot of activity, a lot of energy, but very, very few yards. So your style's been appreciated by the team over here. The one thing we've noticed is you've been running harder as the game's been going on after you get your first 15 or 20 carries, right?
Yeah, like every game, for us has been, is been more competitive. So obviously, I know that me running hard, it'll be more of an impact for us to win the games. Obviously, anytime I get the first down, I always try to gain more yards to get to like 12 to 15 yards. But like obviously, the online, they do their job to help me do that. So also all credit is due to them too.
So you're a good teammate, good leader on the team. Your running's been patient too. You've been letting your blocks line up in front of you, and really just kind of head down and grinding it out for the team. So everybody really appreciates it. I was kind of joking with you in the middle part of the season, calling you Corey Dillon, the same style, eating up the clock for us. So you've been upgraded though. A bunch of guys are like, that's not Corey Dillon, that's more like an AP. So the guys really appreciate an important part. Last week we had the game against Norton, and of course every team wants to come in and take out Johnny Bennett. So I had him doubled, and that opens things up for the other skill players on the team. Makes us really hard to defend, right?
Yeah. Obviously Johnny, like he's a great athlete, a great player. Obviously, like he's probably gonna win like the TVL MVP. But obviously our focus was probably to run the game against Norton. We knew that coming in, Norton was probably gonna double Johnny or like cover Johnny like anywhere he goes. So obviously, getting me the ball was probably gonna be more effective for us to win the games.
So I know you're counting. How many TDs this season?
I have 12 right now. 12.
Right now.
Yeah.
How many did you get? 100 last week?
90 yards.
90 yards, so just a little shy. All right. So college, you still want to play at the next level, and you're going through the college recruiting process now. Any updates there and what you're looking at?
Yeah, so I talked with a few schools up in Northern and up south. I talked with UNE, Western New England, and some southern schools. A lot of them have been recruiting me since my sophomore year, actually. So yeah, really, that's about it. So, yeah.
So if you're out there, you guys are watching these interviews, take a look at the game tapes. He's a real deal. And, again, it's just as important what happens off the field as on the field. All these guys, really high character, high quality players that we got this year. So thanks again for joining us over here. All right, you get 3 touchdowns. We'll bring you back again next week. All right, good luck with Watertown. Hi, my name is George Webb, and I'm president of the Gridiron Club for the Dover-Sherburne Football Raiders varsity football program. We'd like to thank all of you for the sponsorship and donations to the endowment. The program sponsors and picks up a lot of the budget items that the Dover-Sherburne school system is not able to provide for our football team. We pick up additional coaching, training, and team events for the athletes so that they can continue to have all the resources they need to have a successful and winning football program. Again, we've had winning seasons, 5 out of the last 6 seasons. A good part of that has been contributed to and supported by the community and the endowment that supports the program. If you'd like to continue to contribute to the endowment, we'd encourage you to go to the DoverSherburneGridiron.com. There's a link there, and we welcome your contribution. It's a 501c3 organization, not-for-profit, supporting the team. We also benefit from gate receipts. So coming out and supporting your team on Friday nights when we have home games is really important to help support the endowment, but it's even more important to support the athletes. The kids work very hard, and again, they're coming up on the potential for a fourth winning season in a row. So we've been in town for a long time, and it's been a while since we've had a team that's been this successful. So again, thank you for your support, and please continue to support the Dover Sherburne Gridiron Club. Thanks for joining us. My name is George Webb, and I'm here with a pretty tough-looking crew over here. So this is a starting O-line, quarterback, and starting running back. So we'll just go quick. If you can just say your name and position you're playing.
My name is Afosa Made, and I'm the starting running back.
My name's Matt Darren. I'm the right tackle.
Makai Robinson, right guard.
Daniel Sullivan, I'm the quarterback.
Derek Daly, I'm the center.
Alex Banerjee, left guard.
Ryan Kane, left tackle.
Thanks, Big Daddy. I didn't see you coming in at the last minute over there. So, who, just by a show of hands, who here is a junior and going to be coming back next year? Okay, so we got more than half of these guys coming back for another year. We keep talking about how there's pretty good depth to the team, and the junior, sophomore, and even the freshman class are some of the biggest kids we've seen in a while. But the O-line and the lines in general have been a big part of the story this year, right, guys? So I don't know, Derek, if you want to talk a little bit about, as one of the captains over here, talk about the line, particularly O-line. We've kept Danny pretty clean over here, and the work that you guys are putting in.
Yeah, to be honest, we don't really think about how we haven't let up any sacks, or maybe just one in the Medway game. We kind of just think about our assignment, and we come to play, and the chips fall where they may, and we don't think about it too much, but we get our assignment done. So it's been working out.
And you guys work hard, good communication. You guys know your blocks. Alex, I don't think I've ever seen anybody so happy to be at practice. So you're always cheery. You just love the game, right?
Yeah, you got to set like a good vibe out for the underclassmen especially. They're just starting out, so you want to set them up for when they're seniors and juniors. I think, bringing a good attitude to practice every day is one of the keys to success.
Ryan, people were talking about the form when you get out there in your stands. Probably it's just textbook in terms of linemen, in terms of motor, you two guys, and the whole line really super athletic. You want to talk a little bit about how long you've been playing the line, and what was the biggest influence on you in terms of getting form right?
Yeah, I mean this is my 7th year playing offensive line, and I've just been trying to perfect my form every year. You can be the strongest guy on the team, but if you don't have good form, it's not going to do anything for you. So once you're able to find out how you can, incorporate your strength with good form, you're going to be a really good player, and that's for most positions.
The offensive line is one of the hardest positions, one of the hardest groups to get right? Because it's communication, and you don't have to be the biggest line. It's just like on defense. But on offense, it's even more important. You don't have to be the biggest line, but your technique can really be an equalizer and put you in an advantage, right, when you're going up against a bigger player, or in some cases a more athletic player that doesn't have the same technique.
Yeah, absolutely. And our coaches, Coach Locchiato, Coach Ryan, have made some great plays for us, some great blocking schemes that help us really overpower some of these like physically bigger kids. We just beat them in the mental game, and we beat them in the technique game. So that's how we're able to dominate out there.
And Makai, we got you going both ways. We got you on offensive line, and you're playing linebacker on defense, right?
Yeah, I start on offense and start on defense. I don't think it's that much of a sometimes it's hard once in a while, but once the team's going, once the team's winning, it boosts my energy to just keep going. So it's fun, honestly.
It's fun to watch each of you guys. Y'all have a little bit different edge. Your instincts playing linebacker are really good to find the gap, and your timing has been really, really good. So the tandem of you and Murphy has been really, really powerful for us. Matt, you're quiet. You're always kind of the one that's steady. You got some big plays out there. You want to talk a little bit about the position you play?
Yeah, just got to focus on every play. Just don't look back, and make sure to communicate, and just go out all out on practices.
And in the weight room, you're one of the beasts in the weight room, right? You've been pushing up a lot of weight. So, hey, guys, we got the biggest game. We had a really big win against Norton, right? Congratulations. TVL championship, at least our share. We hope Norton loses. We like those guys. Nice team, but we hope they lose on Thanksgiving Day to Bellingham. If they do that, we win it outright, but in worst case, we got half the share. So congratulations, first time in 43 years. So this weekend, this week on Friday night, we got the biggest game that we've had in probably ever here at Dover Sherburne. Can you guys talk a little bit about how you're able to go from a big win like that last Friday night to getting focused and getting up for another big game. Maybe Derek can talk about that.
Yeah. 2 weeks in a row we've held the goose egg against Millis and Norton, and last Friday we got the TVL too. But frankly, I don't think anybody in the team cares anymore, and that's all in the past. And although it's been 43 years, we're just focused on winning our first playoff game since 1970, whatever. So it's taken every man on the team to bring 100% focus to make sure everybody's got their assignment down.
Yep. So big game. Danny, quietly, very good season, consistent play, quarterback play all throughout. These guys have been a little part of it, but can you talk a little bit about how things have gone and how we're preparing for Watertown?
Yeah, I think the line's almost the full reason for my success. I've gotten touched probably 5 times all year, touched. I've gone down on the ground probably 3 times. I've been sacked once, and they give me so much more time, and I feel like I even have more time than I think, because they're so good. And for Watertown, they don't blitz that much, so I'm gonna have a ton of time. So I just gotta make some good decisions, and I trust my own line, but now I trust him even more. So I'm just gonna take my time.
So all you guys are really humble, really good teammates, really good leaders, helping each other out. Danny, we got you for another year too. So you've had a heck of a year this year. So it's going to be good for the program to have that continuity going into next. But again, focusing on this game with Watertown, they're going to be tough. They're going to be ground and pound. It's going to be a little bit like the Medway game, and so we're going to have to be up for this. Practice has been good this week, right? Everybody's focused. We got our walkthrough. Tomorrow night, and we're going to be ready to play with Watertown on Friday night. All right, you guys have anything else to say before we wrap this session over here?
Like to thank Coach Locchiato, setting us up. August 20th, he was here bright and early, and he's been with us the whole season. Got the chalk talks on Fridays, really hype us up before the games. He's one of, if not the biggest factor to our success. He's always stood by us. I know there's a couple pictures of me, shoulder bumping him after touchdowns. He really matches our energy, and I think he's the perfect coach for us. So thank you, Coach, if you're seeing this.
Wow, that's a nice shout out for Coach Locchiato.
Message for Coach Locchiato. I don't think he's gotten enough credit throughout this year, because he is the root of all our success on this team. Since day one, he's broken down every film and organized all the plays for us to make it as easy to learn as possible. And we're definitely not the biggest line in the TVL, but it's no excuse. We go up against kids that usually are 50 pounds bigger than us, but we don't lose any of our confidence, and we just know if we get our head on the right side and stay low, we're going to find success.
All right, guys. Anybody else before we wrap?
Just because he gives us all confidence to just push that one extra block, hold that block for one extra second, and it really helps us overall. So I think we all really appreciate Coach Locchiato a lot.
There you go. Good. So somebody let him run away. I wish we had him here but he'll be watching this, and I'm sure he appreciates it. Eric is terrific with the chalkboard. He's terrific with breaking down the tape. He's terrific out here on the field with technique. It's been a real bonus to be able to have him part of the program. He's also helped out with recruiting, from the middle school as well. All right, that wraps this session over here with the offensive line and Danny and Afosa, quarterback and starting running back for us. Again, Friday night, 6:30 here, first playoff game, hopefully first playoff game of more playoff games with Watertown. That's the objective on Friday night. Please join us. And again, the 12th man is very important. So the bigger the turnout, the better for our team. Thanks for joining us.